Okay, magandang araw sa ating lahat. This is Mario Abisames Jr., the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, giving you a lecture about the introduction to protein chemistry. This is a part of biochemistry under the BS Chemistry program. Okay, let us first discuss the function or the importance of the protein. When we say proteins, proteins are the most important or the most abundant organic molecules of the living system. They occur in every part of the cell and constitute about 50% of the cellular dry weight. Proteins form the fundamental basis of structure and function of life. Okay, so according to Dutch chemist na si J.J. Muller, okay, these are biomolecules that can be found in milk, egg, and they could be coagulated on heating and where nitrogenous compounds are present. Also, the term protein is derived from the Greek word proteos, meaning first place. Okay, Berzelius, a Swedish chemist, suggested the name protein to the group of organic compound that are utmost importance to life. So, kailangan natin itong aside from carbohydrate, aside from lipid, aside from nucleic acid, proteins is one of the most important biomolecules needed by our system. The proteins are nitrogenous macromolecules composed of many amino acids. When we say this is macromolecules, proteins are compounds of polymers of amino acids. So the amino acids are the alphabet of protein. So the biomolecular importance of protein. Proteins are the main structural components of the cytoskeleton. They are the sole source to replace nitrogen of the body. So because of the amino acid contain are nitrogenous compound, these are the sole source of nitrogen of the body. Biochemical catalysts known as enzymes are protein. Remember that all enzymes are protein, but not all proteins are enzyme. Enzymes are biological catalysts, so it can capable of producing or hydrolyzing a complex biomolecule into simple one. So, yun yung sinasabi nating enzyme. So, enzymes are present in human body or a living body per se. So, animal din kasi contains an enzyme eh. So, it can capable of hydrolyzing a large complex biomolecules into simple one. Protein known as immunoglobulin serves as the first line of defense against bacterial and viral infections. Okay. Several hormones are proteins in nature. Structural protein like actin and myosin are contractile protein and help in the movement of muscle fiber. So myosin and actin are present in your muscle. So it help in the movement of the muscle fiber. Some proteins present in cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus of the cell acts as receptors. The transferred protein carry out the function of the transporting specific substances either across the membrane or in the body fluids. Yun yung tinatawag nating facilitated diffusion. So because the cell membranes contains this tinatawag nating peripheral protein na nakalagay dun sa ating cell membrane, it can capable of facilitating a substance going in and out of the cell. So now, we have made mention that the alphabet of protein are amino acids. So, amino acids are a group of organic compounds containing two functional groups, the amino and the carboxyl group. The amino group are the NH2 is basic, while the carboxyl group it's a COH is acidic in nature. So, kaya ang tawag natin dyan is Viter ion or Zwitter ion because pwede siyang maging basic, pwede siyang maging acidic. Okay, so in German term, ang tawag doon is Viter ion. Sa iba kasi ang ginagamit nila is Zwitter ion eh. There are about 300 amino acids occur in nature. Only 20 of them occurs in protein. Okay. So storage protein bind with specific substances and store them. Example is iron is stored in ferritin. Few proteins are constituent of respiratory pigments and occur in electron transport chain. For example, cytochromes, hemoglobin, and myoglobin. Okay. The other one is that under certain conditions, protein can be catabolized to supply energy. As I have made mention, the protein can be converted into an energy by the na anong process yan yung when we say protein metabolism, it can be converted into adenosine triphosphate. Proteins, by means of exerting osmotic pressure, help in maintenance of electrolyte and water balance in the body. Okay, let's move on to the structure of amino acids. Its amino acid has 4 different groups. Okay, ito yung tinatawag nating asymmetric carbon, di ba? These are 4 different groups attaches to a single carbon. So this is alpha carbon because this is the first carbon. Okay, so these 4 groups are amino group, ito nga yun, the carboxylic group, the hydrogen, and a side chain R. So nagkakaiba-iba lang sila basing on the side chain. So it depends. It can be a cyclic structure, it can be a branch chain, chain of carbon chain. So yan yung tinatawag nating radical group or side chain. Okay. So the amino group and the carboxylic group are common to all alpha amino acids of protein. So ito yun. This is the carboxyl group and this is your amino group. Diba? The radical group or the side chain is distinctive for each amino acid. So nagkakaiba-iba sila, as I have made mention kanina, depending on the quality or the quality or ng ating amino acids. So this is your alpha carbon. Alpha carbon between the carboxyl and the amino group. Lagi yung may hydrogen. So yung alpha carbon attaches 4 different group, that is your asymmetric carbon. Kaya, di ba dun sa inyong carbohydrate chemistry, pagka sinabi nating asymmetric carbon, meron tayong tinatawag na 4 different group attaches to it. Okay, so yun yung asymmetric carbon. So paano natin malalaman yung isomers niyan? By the formula 2 to the n, where n is the number of the asymmetric carbon. So for instance, ito isa lang, 2 to the 1, di ba? So isa lang, hindi 2 to the 1. Okay, so isa lang. So let's move on to the isomerism. In the amino acid, NH2 group is on the right hand while L amino acid is oriented to the left. Okay, to the left. Okay, so the amino acid is the NH2 group is on the right hand while L amino acid is oriented to the left. So ito yon, the L amino acid and the D amino acid, the dextro, ito yung dextro-rotatory and your levo-rotatory or your left and the right rotation. Okay, so ito yun, no? The amino group attaches to your left side, levo-rotatory, right side, meron tayo ditong dextro-rotatory on the right side. The amino group is attaches to your right side. So D and L. So optical isomers of amino acid. If a carbon atom is attached to 4 different groups, it is asymmetric and therefore exhibit isomerism. Okay, the amino acid except lysine possesses 4 distinct groups: the R, the H, the COOH, the NH3+, held by an alpha carbon. So ito yun ha. Kasi yung glycine, bakit sinasabing except glycine? Because yung glycine wala siyang R. Parehong H yung naka-attach sa kanya dun sa inyong alpha carbon. Okay. Thus, all the amino acid have optical isomers, as I have said kanina. The proteins are composed of L-alpha amino acids. Bakit L-alpha amino acids? Because yung amino group attached to your alpha carbon atom. Okay, so L means levorotatory. Classification of amino acids. Amino acid classification based on the structure. The 20 standard amino acids found in protein structure are divided into 7 distinct groups. Number 1 is aliphatic amino acids. Okay, by the name itself, aliphatic is a straight chain radical group. Okay, hydroxyl group containing amino acid, so ibig sabihin it is contain OH group. Sulfur containing amino acids are contain sulfur. Acidic amino acid, doble. Okay, and their amides, doble ang kanyang COOH composition. Basic amino acids, doble ang kanyang NH2. Aromatic amino acid, it is an aromatic compounds and amino acids. So these are the classifications of amino acid. Let us discuss and categorize this amino acid one by one. Okay, so let us discuss now the aliphatic amino acids. These are monoamino monocarboxylic acids. This group consists of most simple amino acid, the glycine, the alanine, the valine, the leucine, and the isoleucine. You can write it as gly, ala, val, leu, ile, or GAVLI. Okay, so we can write it that way. Okay. Glycine. Okay, let us discuss this monoamino monocarboxylic acid. Okay, so let us discuss the glycine. It's a small simple amino acid group. The R group is hydrogen. As I have made mention kanina, ayan double H lang. Wala siyang radical group. Is hydrogen. It is a non-essential amino acid. Glycine is allosteric inhibitor of glutathione synthase. Okay, so allosteric inhibitor of glutathione synthase. Glutathione synthase is an enzyme. Okay, allosteric inhibitor siya. Okay, so alanine. It is non-essential amino acid. Alanine is allosteric inhibitor of glutathione synthase as well. Sabi ko sa inyo kanina that pag sinabi nating pagka ASE, that is your enzyme, and glutathione synthase is an enzyme, that is an allosteric inhibitor of the alanine is allosteric inhibitor of glutathione synthase. We have D-alanine, okay, is a component of the bacterial cell wall, and the B-alanine is found in pantothenic acid. Okay, so ito ulit. So 4 different group, this is H3 kasi aliphatic siya eh. So CH3 lang, isang carbon lang naka-attach sa kanya. So common, sabi natin, ito yung kanyang pinaka-backbone. R, NH2, COOH, at saka H and the alpha carbon. The next one is your valine. It is an essential amino acid. It is an aromatic hydrophobic isopropyl 3-carbon side chain. So meron tayo dyan. So this is aliphatic group. Branch chain yan, okay, attaches to your alpha carbon, a carboxyl group, okay, a carboxyl group, an amino group, and hydrogen. So 4 different groups pa rin. This is one group, another group, the other group, and the other group. So magkakaiba silang group, group sila of different identity. So branch chain yun. The next one is your leucine. It is an essential amino acid. It has an aliphatic hydrophobic isopropyl 4-carbon side chain. So ito yon. So ulit. So meron tayong aliphatic hydrophobic isopropyl. So yun. So nagkaiba ulit. 4 groups ulit. So this is your R group. This is your carboxylic group. This is your amino group. And this is your hydrogen. The other one is your isoleucine. It is an essential amino acid. It is an aliphatic hydrophobic isopropyl carbon side chain. So, ang pinagkaiba lang niya doon sa inyo kaninang leucine is, this is branch chain, and this is the other one is also a branch chain, pero yung attachment ng methyl group is attaches to your third carbon atom. Okay, isoleucine. Kasi isoform, di ba? So, iso, at saka meron tayong trans, di ba? So, this is isoleucine. Okay, so meron tayong hydroxyl group containing amino acid, yung may OH group, as I had made mention. These are the serine or the ser or S, the threonine, the THR, the T, tyrosine, tyr, or Y. Okay, so you can use this abbreviation and single letter to identify your amino acid. Okay, serine. It is a non-essential amino acid. It has an alcohol group. It is a site for phosphorylation of many proteins. So, yan yun. So, meron tayo isang carbon atom or this is your methyl group. Okay? Attaches to your OH group. So, meron tayong hydroxyl group. Okay, so your threonine. It is an essential amino acid. Threonine alcohol side group is target for phosphorylation of protein. So, hydroxyl, so meron tayong attaches to your, this is an iso, di ba? So, isoform yan. Attached natin dyan is, the OH group is attached to your carbon number 2 that make it iso. But the thing is, the other term for this is your threonine. Pero you can name this based on your organic naming, yung IUPAC system, di ba? Sulfur-containing amino acid, we have the cysteine, cis or C, methionine or met-M. Okay. Cysteine, it is a non-essential amino acid. Cysteine, another important sulfur-containing amino acid, is formed by condensation of two molecules of cysteine. Okay, so meron tayong sulfhydryl group attaches to your CH2. Di ba nakita nyo? Hindi sila nagkakaiba-iba yung naka-attach sa inyong terminal group. Okay. Yung terminal group, hindi nagbabago. The only thing is the radical group. Okay, we have the methionine. It is an essential amino acid. In generic code, methionine is coded by codon AUG. Codon is called start codon. Methionine is first amino acid used to build up a protein chain. So, if you will be asking, ano ba yung AUG? This is the codon that can be found in the translation of DNA into amino acid. So, di ba, mapapag-aralan natin yan later doon sa explanation on the nucleic acid that the RNA will be, that the DNA rather will be converted to RNA and the RNA will be translated into amino acid. So, pagka nakakita kayo ng UAG in the codon, yun yung tinatawag nating start codon. Okay, so this is the structure of your methionine. It contains thioester. Okay. The other one is acidic amino acids and their amides. So, meron tayong aspartic acid, meron tayong aspartic acid, yung amide nun is the asparagine or ASN. Yung glutamic acid, ang kanyang amide group is your glutamine or Q. Okay, ito yun. So, aspartic acid, it is a non-essential amino acid. Aspartic acid is capable of forming ionic bonds and involved in chemical reactions. Ayan yun, no? Kasi meron siyang carboxyl group. Diba? This is your alpha and beta. The carboxyl group attaches to your beta carbon. That is your aspartic acid. So, glutamic acid, okay. So, meron naman tayong gamma. Naka-attach yung ating carboxyl group on the gamma carbon. So, yun lang ang pinagkaiba nila ng aspartic sa glutamic. Yung carboxyl group attaches to your beta carbon. Yung ating glutamic acid attaches the carboxyl group on the gamma carbon atom. Okay, so let's move on to the amide of that aspartic acid. So it is a non-essential amino acid. Okay, so meron tayong NH2 attached to your carboxylic group. Diba? So carbonyl group rather. Okay, so carbonyl group. Okay, so sa glutamine, attach ulit natin yung amino group to your carboxyl group or carbonyl group. 5 basic amino acids. We have the lysine or lyse, we have the arginine, and we have the histidine. Okay, we can use this as I made mention. Lysine is an essential amino acid. These are strongly polar. Okay, so meron siyang amide attaches to your terminal C carbon. Meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms attaches to your alpha carbon atoms. And yung ating terminal carbon attaches an amide group. So, an arginine, it is an essential, semi-essential rather, amino acid. It contains guanido group and is monocarboxylic acid. This is your guanido group. Okay, so this is your guanido group. It is intermediate on urea cycle. It is a precursor for nitric oxide. So this is your guanidium. Sa histidine is an essential or semi-essential amino acid. It contains imidazole ring. This is your imidazole ring. Okay, imidazole ring attached to your methyl group, and this is your basic structure. The alpha carbon, the carboxyl group, we have the amino group and the hydrogen. So this is the imidazole group. Aromatic amino acids, we have the phenylalanine, we have the tyrosine, and the tryptophan. So this is the structure of your phenylalanine. It is an essential amino acid. It contains a benzene ring. Tatandaan yung structure. Okay, so phenylalanine, we have the tyrosine also, we have the phenol naman ang naka-attached. Okay, so you're familiar with phenol kasi nag-organic chemistry na kayo. So it is a non-essential amino acid. The hydroxyl group of tyrosine imparts slight polarity to the side chain, and it's a site for phosphorylation in protein. Tryptophan, meron tayong indole group. So this is your indole group. Diyan lang sila nagkakaiba-iba. It is essential amino acid. It contains the indole group. And the imino group, okay, this is the lawson. The proline containing pyrrole ring is a unique amino acid. It has an imino group. Okay, so imino group, ito yon. Therefore, proline is an alpha imino group. Okay, so we have the pyrroline. Okay, so classification of amino acid based on polarity. Amino acids are classified into 4 groups based on their polarity. Non-polar amino acid. Pag sinabi nating non-polar, these amino acids are also referred to as hydrophobic. They have no charge on R group. Okay, so walang charge yung R group nila like glycine, alanine, leucine, isoleucine, the valine, the methionine, the phenylalanine, tryptophan, and the proline are the non-polar amino acids. Pag sinabi nating no charge, di ba? Inatawag nating non-polar. Parang yung ating mga organic compounds are non-polar, di ba? Because wala silang mga charges. Okay. Polar amino acid with no charge or R group. These amino acids such as carry no charge or the R group. They, however, possesses groups such as hydroxyl, sulfhydryl, and amide and participate in hydrogen bonding of protein structure. Example natin is glycine. Okay, serine, threonine, cysteine, glutamine, asparagine, and tyrosine. Okay, so yan yon. So polar amino acid with positive R groups. Okay, the 3 amino acids are lysine, the arginine, and the histidine. These are the polar amino acid with positive R groups. So, ibig sabihin may charge. The lysine, the arginine, and the histidine. Polar amino acid with negative R groups. Okay. The dicarboxylic monoamino acid, aspartic acid, and glutamic acid are considered in this group. Meron siyang negative R groups. Okay. Okay. Nutritional classification of amino acid. Essential or indispensable amino acid. So, meaning to say, kailangan natin ito. Kailangan natin nitong i-intake sa katawan natin in order for us to live. The amino acid which cannot be synthesized by the body. Hindi natin ito nasisynthesize and need to be supplied through the diet are called essential amino acid. So, kailangan natin i-supply ito. They are required for proper growth and maintenance of the individual. Kaya nga tinatawag nating essential or indispensable. Okay, these are the 10 essential amino acids. We have the arginine, the valine, the histidine, isoleucine, the leucine, the lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, and the tryptophan. Ako, ito ang abbreviation. Pwede niyong gamitin yan. Pero akong ginagamit ko dyan is Private Matt Hill. Okay, Private Matt Hill. PVT-MAT-HILL. Okay, Private Matt Hill. Okay, so the 10 essential amino acids. The non-essential amino acids, the body can synthesize about 10 amino acids to meet the biological needs. Hence, they need not be consumed in the diet. Okay, these are glycine, alanine, serine, cysteine, aspartate, asparagine, glutamate, glutamine, tyrosine, and proline. These are the non-essential amino acids. Based on their metabolic fate, the carbon skeleton of amino acid can serve as a precursor for the synthesis of glucose, glucogenic, or fat, ketogenic, or both. For metabolic viewpoint, amino acids are divided into 3 groups. Okay. Ketogenic amino acids. Fat can be synthesized from these amino acids. 2 amino acids, leucine and lysines, are ketogenic. Glucogenic and ketogenic amino acids are the 4 main amino acids are the phenylalanine, the isoleucine, the tryptophan, and the tyrosine are precursor for the synthesis of glucose as well as fat. Okay, so when we say kasi glucogenic, ketogenic, we're talking about glucose and lipid or fat. Glucogenic amino acids. These amino acids can serve as precursor for the formation of glucose or glycogen. For example, alanine, aspartate, glycine, methionine, and etc. So, glucogenic amino acid. So, ibig sabihin, from amino acid, it can form glucose or glycogen. Kasi yung glucose or glycogen natin is can only be recognized by your system para mag-form ng energy. Okay. New amino acids. In addition to 20 L-amino acids that take part in protein synthesis, recently, 2 new more amino acids are described. They are selenocysteine, the 21st amino acid, and pyrrolysine, 22nd amino acid. Okay. So, selenocysteine occurs in the active site of several enzymes. For example, is thioredoxin reductase, glutathione peroxidase, deiodinase, glycine reductase. So, these are enzymes. Okay. These are enzymes. And the other one is your selenoprotein P, a glycoprotein containing 10 selenocysteine residues found in mammalian blood. It has an antioxidant function and its concentration falls in selenium deficiency. The stop codon UAG can code for selenocysteine. Selenocysteine is enzymatically generated from serine directly on the tRNA or the transfer RNA and then incorporated into proteins. Okay, the other one is your pyrrolysine. The stop codon UAG can code for pyrrolysine. So, as I had made mention kanina, pag sinabi natin codon, it can be found in your translation of your RNA into amino acid. So, the stop codon UAG. So, mapapag-aralan natin yan sa nucleic acid. You can uh, uh, you can identify what kind of amino acid are present in RNA codon. Okay, so now, properties of amino acid, physical properties, solubility. Most of the amino acids are soluble in water and insoluble in organic solvents. Melting points. Amino acid generally melts at higher temperature, often about 200 degrees centigrade. So these are the physical properties. Optical properties. All amino acid except glycine possesses optical isomers due to the presence of asymmetric carbon atom. Okay, so this is what we call the asymmetric carbon atom. So, sabi, di ba, asymmetric carbon atom are a single carbon attaches for different group, except glycine sabi dyan, di ba? Because yung R niya is H also, kaya hindi siya for different groups. Dalawa yung group ng H na naka-attach sa kanya. Kung H ito, kung glycine, hindi siya asymmetric carbon. Di ba? So, kung due to the presence of asymmetric carbon, we can identify which is L and which is the D because of the attachment of the amino group. The L group attaches the amino group on the left side, while the D amino acid attaches amino group on the right side. Okay. Amino acid as ampholytes. Amino acid contains acidic and basic groups. So, pag sinabi natin ampholytes, amphiphatic or what we call bitter or sweeter ion. Pag sinabi natin. Because they contains both basic and acidic groups. They condenate proton or accept proton. Hence, amino acid are regarded as ampholytes. Dual ang kanyang role. Taste. Amino acid may be sweet, tasteless, or bitter. So these are some example of your amino acid that are sweet, tasteless, and bitter. Monosodium glutamate is salt of glutamic acid. It is employed as a flavoring agent in food industry to increase taste and flavor. Meron tayong wrong connotation about monosodium glutamate, that monosodium glutamate can cause cancer, di ba? Sabi nyo, masama daw sa katawan natin. Monosodium glutamate is also ang masama lang doon is the sodium part, pero the glutamic part is important because that is your amino acid, di ba? Glutamic acid kasi yun eh. Yung sodium doon, yun ang masamang part ng ating katawan because since meron siyang sodium, it combines with the chlorine composition of your system na nagpo-form ng salt sa katawan mo. Kaya ngayon yan sinasabi nating bato sa bato. Okay? It is employed as a flavoring agent in the food industry to increase taste and flavor. Kaya medyo sinasabi nila, iwasan nila natin yung mga bechin. Sweeter ion or dipolar ion or bitter ion, as I have made mention kanina. Bitter ion or sweeter ion is a hybrid molecule containing positive and negative ionic compound. Once your amino and carboxylic group become ionized, so meron tayong tinatawag na sweeter ion or bitter ion. The amino acids rarely exist in neutral form with pre-carboxylic and free amino group. It is strongly acidic, pH. The amino acid is positively charged cation. In strongly alkaline, pH, the amino acid is negatively charged, an ion. Okay, so yun yan ha. Its amino acid has characteristic pH at which it carries both positive and negative charges and exists are sweeter or bitter ion. So, Okay, so makikita natin doon kung iyon ay may mga negative charge or positive charge, yun ang tinatawag nating isoelectric pH. Is defined as the pH at which a molecule exists as a sweeter ion or dipolar ion and carries no charge at all. Okay, so yun tinatawag nating isoelectric pH na kumbaga sa na-meet na nila yung kanilang pH, okay, during the time na na maging zither ion na sila or bitter ion. Okay, so chemical properties. The general reactions of amino acid are mostly used due to the presence of two functional groups, namely the carboxylic group and the amino group. Okay, so chemical reaction due to carboxylic group. Okay, amino acid form salts. Okay, nag-ano tayo because of that. So meron tayong COH, okay, magiging negative yon sa attachment with base and ester, so COR with alcohols, di ba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng esterification. Yung inyong carboxylic acid plus alcohol, nagpo-form tayo ng esters. Okay. Decarboxylation. Amino acid undergo decarboxylation to produce corresponding amines. For example, histamine, tyramine, gamma-aminobutyric acid or GABA from the amino acid histidine, tyrosine, and glutamate respectively. So, ito yon. Ito yung amino acid, nagkakaroon tayo ng amine. Okay, so this is the chemical reaction. Formation of the carbon dioxide. So, release yung carbon dioxide, yung al group, the amino group, and the... Okay, so yun. Reaction with ammonia. The carboxyl group or the dicarboxylic amino acid reacts with ammonia to form amides. Like I have said kanina, yung aspartic acid, okay, niligan natin ng ammonia, naging asparagine. Doon sa reaction natin kanina, di ba, sa amide. Okay, glutamic acid plus ammonia, okay, to form glutamine. Okay, so again, doon sa ating reaction kanina na ipinakita sa inyo. Reactions due to NH2 group or the amino group. The amino groups behave as bases and combine with acid to form salts. Sinasabi nga natin is nag-act as base. So, yung base magre-react sa acid to form salt. Diba? Dun sa inyong chemistry 1 reaction, pag sinabi natin acid plus base, nagpo-form tayo ng salts and water. Diba? So, reaction with ninhydrine. Okay. The amino acids react with ninhydrine to form a purple, blue, or pink color complex. Amino acid plus ninhydrine, nagiging keto acid, okay, ammonia and carbon dioxide, and hydrine dantin, so that makes it purple. Okay. Okay, so color reactions of amino acids. Amino acid can be identified by the specific color reaction. So, Biuret reaction to peptide linkages. Okay, so ibig sabihin na yon, pag sinabi natin two peptide linkages, ibig sabihin na yon, disaccharide na yon or trisaccharide na yon. So, ninhydrine reaction, meron tayong alpha amino acids. Santhropoteic reaction, benzene ring of aromatic amino acid. So, magpe-present lang sa santhropoteic acid ang inyong chemical reaction kung meron siyang benzene, yung amino acid mo. Okay. Millon's reaction. Sa Millon's reaction, magre-react lang yon yung ating tyrosine because tyrosine contains phenolic group. Yung ibang amino acid are magne-negative doon. Hopkins-Cole reaction, so yun lang may indole group, which is your tryptophan. Sa Kaguchi reaction, guanidino group, so arginine lang yon ang meron. Nitroprusside reaction, sulfhydryl groups lang ang meron nun, so cysteine lang ang meron. Sulfur test, sulfhydryl groups, polystess imidazole ring, histidine, Pauline Coy-Catu test, meron tayong phenolic group which is your tyrosine. Okay, so these are the color reactions of amino acid that can be done in your laboratory. Okay, so pag gumawa kayo ng mga test in your laboratory to identify the different amino acid using this reaction, kung nagpa-positive sa mga ganyan, ibig sabihin, yun ang amino acid present sa inyo. Kung anhydrine ang ginamit mo, meron kang alpha amino acids. Kung Biuret reaction yung ginamit mo, 2 peptide linkages. Kung Hopkins-Cole reaction, ano lang, yun specific for indole ring, which is the tryptophan. Okay, can you get it? Okay, so yun. Meron tayong specific test for specific amino acid. Tatandaan. Okay? So, kapag nag-negative, pagka hindi kayo nagkaroon ng positive result doon, ng color reaction, negative ang inyong sample. Next one is transamination. Transfer of amino group from an amino acid to a keto acid to form a new amino acid is known as transamination. Magta-transfer ka ng amino group from an amino acid to keto acid to form new amino acid. Ibig sabihin, transferring of amino group. So that is what we call transamination. Oxidative deamination. The amino acids undergo oxidative deamination to liberate free ammonia. Nawawala yung NH3. Okay? So, yun ang tinatawag nating oxidative deamination. Amino acid derivatives in proteins. The 20 standard amino acid can be incorporated into proteins due to the presence of universal genetic code. Okay, so some of these amino acid undergo specific modifications of the protein synthesis occurs. These derivatives of amino acids are very important for protein structure and functions. So, specific protein, merong specific functions. Yung ibig sabihin, kanina, di ba? Katulad sa blood, di ba? So, meron tayong sa muscle. So, specific protein, may specific function. Okay. Collagen, the most abundant protein in mammals, contain 4-hydroxyproline and 5-hydroxylysine, yung collagen natin. Okay. Histones, the proteins found in association with DNA contain many methylated, phosphorylated, or acetylated amino acids. Gamma carboxyglutamic acid is found in certain plasma proteins involved in blood clotting. Cysteine is formed by combination of 2 cysteines. It also derived amino acids. Okay, so that's the that's my lecture on the protein chemistry. For next meeting, I would like mag-start ako on the discussion on the nucleic acid. Okay? Thanks everyone for listening. Keep safe everyone.